gang, Danielle Egnew here, coming to you to discuss what is going on in our ether structure since those 5 major planets have finally gone forward. Happy dance, happy dance. Okay, here's the deal. Why would this be a big deal? I mean, wouldn't it be a huge, fantastic celebration that all of our planetary energies are back? Yes, it would. Unless you're human and a habitual creature and you have gotten used to not having any of this planetary support for months and months. Now, keep in mind that this huge planetary retrograde really allowed us to reach deep in the self. Many of us were building up muscles, working towards the goals and the life path issues that we wanted to take care of. The reason all of those planets went retrograde was that so we could all reach deeply and show ourselves pretty much what we've got to bring it. Now, we've all done that. Now that all of this energy has come back in, a lot of folks are feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling pushed. I mean, imagine literally floating in a big old ship out on the Atlantic. You know, those kind with 3 masts and all those big white sails. And imagine having no trade winds for months and months. And that ship is just bobbing along with the current. Well, basically, the crew either learns to get along with the natural flow and current of the planet, or they pretty much go a little wonky and sideways, doing nothing on the boat. For most of us, we have gotten into the flow of just going with the way that the world is going to pull us as we learn our lessons and build our muscles and bring it all back into picture. And then all of a sudden, poof, here comes all these planetary energies. Imagine that ship just bobbing along for all that time, lurching forward, the crew falling backwards on their keisters because every single sail is popped tight, full of wind. So many people are emailing me right now, feeling completely overwhelmed since this rush of energy has all come back. You would think as human beings, we'd like a rush. Heck, people pay big money for a rush. Come on. We finally have that from our planets. And yet, because we didn't have it for so long, people are really feeling overwhelmed. Now, let's add another piece to our puzzle for the fantastic month of July, one of my all-time favorite months. Just because there's really no good reason for that. We have the opportunity to have 3 planets and 1 moon in the astrological sign of Cancer. Why is that a big deal? Well, the sun, the moon, Mercury, communication, and Venus, love and intimacy, are all in Cancer. Sun is, of course, our outward aspect. Moon, of course, is our emotional needs, and moon rules Cancer. So when you take the outward self, the emotional self, the communicative self, the intimate self, and you immerse it in the astrological sign of Cancer, which rules secret emotionality, yeah, put those pieces together. We have a lot of people feeling hyper-emotional about every single thing. And because Mercury is in Cancer, everybody's either flapping out this emotionality or they're staying very quiet and getting a little passive-aggressive over here. That's Mercury in Cancer. Sun in Cancer is about family and home and hearth and parties and love. I love Sun in Cancer. Moon in Cancer is about the emotionality, being slightly secretive, but all about being tucked in and baked goods and yummy things of the heart. Then Venus in Cancer is about deep sensuality and unspoken water sign intimacy. Sounds great, right? Yeah, until you put them all together with all this planetary energy going forward, with humanity who's been used to bobbing on a ship for an endless amount of time, and we are just a little overstimulated right now. So guys, look, don't flip if you're having a bit of a hard time with this huge burst of energy. We are being asked to be extremely emotional about things right now so that we can evaluate what's really going on the inside. We worked the spiritual body by going forward when there were no trade winds, by paddling along through the ocean, spiritual body's down. Now we're being asked to look at the spirit. Emotions encapsulate spiritual wellness. Now, if we sit in our emotions for too long, that's called moping. Don't do that. So what we want to do is we simply want to evaluate all the emotional geysers coming up, compare them with the amazing progress that we made during those planetary retrogrades. And what is this, gang? It is a huge cocktail for emotional, spiritual, and mental strength going forward. Why is this important? Because we have a lot of changes coming up in our world, and every single one of us are going to need to be present. Every single one of us are going to need to show up and be counted and do our part. And this wonderful planetary demonstration, shall we call it, of how tough we really are, how resilient we really are, how strong and capable we really are, is being topped off with a blob of whipped cream that's called 3 planets and a moon in Cancer. So evaluate your emotionality. And try not to think you're losing it, gang. Water signs. You know what I'm talking about. Our element is water. It is emotionality. That's our strength. That's also our lesson. So if you're not a water sign and all of a sudden you're really emotional about everything, don't panic. Everything's in Cancer right now. That's the way it rolls. Go forward. Use these energies and deep emotionality to tap Cancer's greatest strength, empathy. Work with others in a psychic and subconscious way that you didn't even know was possible to achieve the strongest results for the whole. Cancer is all about that as well. This is a great time frame. Keep your head, stay calm. If you're a water sign, you're used to the up and downs, the emotionality. If you're an earth sign, you may be panicking a little bit. Air signs, you're like, hey, something's happening out here. I'm not really quite sure what. Fire signs, you're probably loving this. Guys, we got this. Go forward, use those planetary energies, love on those emotions, get her done with those wins in the trade sale of possibility, and make it happen. See you later.